Hey guys, so we have this Barreto 1324D. And this is the Barreto. And what is a trencher? It's got all these different all these different things and whatnot. So I'm not really sure how the heck you're supposed to get it to digging chain on, holding an on position while pulling the chain clutch. Oh, that's why it does that. I just realized that. Okay. So, couple different things. Obviously, I'm still learning. When you buy a trencher, you want to make sure it has this plate there. You see that plate? You need that plate because it holds the bar in place. And so, usually this piece will be on there, but this piece right here will be gone. And so I have another trencher. I'll show you here in a second what I mean about that arm there. But this thing is set up for a 4-inch cutting width, and so it's cutting dirt. These are carbide tips to go through a rock and whatnot. This chain by itself is probably about a $400 chain, more or less. This is supposed to have a little bar. It's a little bit longer, and it's just supposed to keep people from falling on it and, you know, dying. Basically, that chain moves really quick, so if you get your hand caught in there, it's gonna rip it off. Not only that, it's gonna get caught in there. It's really bad news. Definitely don't want any kids around here or people that are not very smart or aware of their surroundings. You see these tires are brand new. All these tires are in great shape. This one's maybe a little low on air. So basically have this engine hooked up to this bell housing that attaches to a pump. Yeah, so this is the pump itself. Oh, you don't even know what this line does here. Let's check it out. Let's see. Oh, okay. So that's actually the forward and reverse lever. As I go to reverse, it goes forward, and when I go to forward, oh, I apologize. When I go forward, it goes forward. And when I go to reverse, it actually goes back. So that's in the back position, that's in the neutral position, and that's in the forward position. So that is the pump feeding the wheels. So this is the pump. This is basically like a switch. There's some numbers if you want to look that up. Let me turn it around for you. There we go. Hydro gear. Interesting. So here's a number for this thing. Let me see how can I get you that number. There we go. And this is just the Honda GX390 engine. Basic engine, any engine will fit this. This happens to be what, an 11 horsepower engine, which is pretty good. I have a 10 horsepower on the other one. I have two more. Very easy to set up and take down. You know, you can take down all these protective pieces and pull that engine off pretty quick. The thing that I ended up working on today was this lever. This lever is the clutch cable actuator, and so as you pull on that, you can see that it moves that component, and just that little bit of movement is enough to activate the wheels. Is what it does. It's a clutch to engage the wheels to spin. That one does nothing. It's just a free spinning wheel. But I don't remember if this has both tires. I imagine they had to spin at the same time. And I don't remember if they do or if they don't. You have to look that up. I don't know. But keep in mind that every engine has a choke on it. And so the choke just means less air, more fuel. And when it's cold outside, you're in high altitude, you want more choke, less air, more fuel. So this one happens to have the choke right here, and hopefully you can see that. I already know that if I move it to this direction, the choke is going to be in the activated side, which means it's clogging up the carburetor, so you don't get air, you only get fuel. And then you have this lever here, which is the gas line. So generally what I'll do is I'll put it into the off position. It's in the on position right there, and I'll let it run until the gas goes out, because you don't want to keep fuel in your bowl. So much so that they actually put a drain port there, so that drain port really should be turned around and facing out this way, so it can easily be accessed and drain all the gas out of here. So they have these speed starts on these carburetors, and what it is, got a little pipe that goes to the bottom of the bowl. So if there's any debris at the bottom of the bowl, it'll suck it up first. And also because that pipe sits in fuel, when the fuel, you know, the corn and the fuel turns into what I call plastic, it clogs the tiny little orifices in there. So you want to run it till it's dry, basically. And I've taken the cups off like a year later after the vehicle's just been sitting, and you can see that there's just a tiny little stain of what I call corn oil, while generally on the outside, just a couple of drops of it when I do that. Otherwise, this is it. I haven't looked underneath this thing, but you see it's just a giant tank of hydraulic fluid. And I'm not really sure if this is a better system than the other ones. Let's go ahead and look at the other ones real quick. I guess I'll just leave that here. I do have this compactor as well. The thing starts right up and it works great. Freaking, it does really good. So let me show you. That's a Barreto 1324D. And then this is the, not a Vermeer. What brand is this? Well, it's called a Frank's. I don't know what that is, but this is a 1020, whatever this is. And then I do have a Vermeer here. The Vermeer is the yellow version. So you can see it says Vermeer. I think this is like a 100. It looks, actually has a radiator there, cooling system. This is the Vermeer 100. The problem with this one is that it works, except for the teeth. The teeth are ground down, so they don't make contact with the chain anymore. And that's all that's wrong with this thing. So I did actually start welding the gears and then just cutting them back out, and so they can make contact. I just did it once or twice and I stopped, but it starts right up. This one has electric start, a 10 horsepower engine on it, but it cuts just as well. I've used it up until the gears stop working. This one here has the problem. Well, first off, you can see all the tires are pretty dry rotted. I filled them up, but they're pretty dry rotted. They would work just fine. And I have a brand new set of tires, so it doesn't really matter. But the problem is this. This is the actuator to, or the valve switch to activate the chain. No, to lift and drop the arm itself. And so I have these hoses here, and you can see what I did was I converted them from one fitting to different one, so that I could cheat per se and take the hoses off of here. No, I believe it was off of here. Whichever ones actually run the this is the motor that activates the wheels, just like on that other one, the Barreto. And so I ended up disconnecting this hose and this hose up here, and I ran those two hoses to these two fittings there. And then because I do know the wheels do spin, I use this lever as this lever, and so when I activated this, oh, that's actually the speed. So maybe it's this one. No, this is the one that activates the belt. You see that part move up there, right there. It activates the belt so that I think the wheels can activate or something to that effect. Oh, maybe this is, I forget which one it is. One of these makes this thing move forward and backwards. I don't remember which one it is, but whichever one makes the hydraulics work, I just swapped them. But I couldn't do that because this is a different size fitting for this piece and a different size fitting for that piece. So all I did was I got me some 1/2-inch hose, 3/8 hose, hydraulic hose, 3000 psi, and then I bought these fittings. Fittings were like maybe $10 a piece or something, and the hose I believe I already had. So I was doing some work for a gentleman. He's like, dude, just go grab what you need and press it. So the hose generally is pretty expensive. It's probably like $10 a foot or something, and then the crimping job is about 50 bucks. So those hoses are pretty expensive, but all in all, cash, I spent about $40 on them, maybe 60. And then of course I did some work for somebody to give me the actual hose and crimp the ends for me, and he customized them to that length. I was like, I don't know, just give me 2 feet if you would. And he said, all right, cool. And so he did. But this one runs, the chain works, it goes forward and backwards, but the arm doesn't go up and down, which is a super easy fix. I'm gonna take this off. My dad actually works on hydraulics and tractors and all sorts of stuff. That's where I learned my knowledge of mechanics and hydraulics and you know, basically everything automotive, diesel trucks, all sorts of stuff from my dad. But I'll take that valve back to him to El Paso. I need to go back out to El Paso next week, and he'll either remanufacture it for me or help me find a new one. And that's it. So hopefully you get an idea of all the different types of trenchers. They're all basically the same size. They're all the same heaviness, if you will, weight for them as well. I don't know if there's a difference between one or the other. The chains are all 48 inches. This is a 48-inch chain. That's a 48-inch from there to there. This one's a 48-inch chain as well. You see the tip of it right there. And with all these weeds, it's really hard to see, but you get the idea. That one's worked great. I've done trenches with that. I haven't used this one just because of that, but I love the little trailer. The trailer for me is awesome. It's highway speed rated, and it's tiny, so I can pack anything on that thing. The only bad thing is I don't think it came with ramps. Yeah, it doesn't come with ramps, but also it does. Oh yeah, see, it's one of those trailers that just, you can leave it hooked up and you undo a hook and the trailer will just ramp up, so you don't need ramps. In theory, you should be able to get that lifted up. And even if I do need ramps, what I'll do is disconnect it, get my little 1.5 ton jack from Harbor Freight Tools. Actually, about to have a sale on the 10th of this next month. They're 80 bucks. Totally worth it. I have those jacks with me at all times, and it'll lift this truck up easily. See, there it is. That 1.5 ton jack works great from Harbor Freight Tools. They're aluminum. They're gonna go on sale here next week for 80 bucks. They're great. So anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this across the way here, test it out, and get a video of it actually working. Thanks for watching. Bye.